What's up, I'm Steven Santana once again, and these are the games you'll be gaming in May of 2014. On May 2nd, Kirby Triple Deluxe comes out. Now this is a game, of course, following Kirby, who has had plenty of other games beforehand, none of which that I've ever played, unfortunately. Now this one has the unique mechanic of, basically, there are 3 or 4 different depths of field, basically, to where you'll be side-scrolling along. Hit this predetermined pathway star, where then you will go into the background or the foreground and continue doing your platforming thing. That's really the only thing that kind of sets it apart, though. Reviews have come out, and some people liked it, some people thought it was okay, some people also really liked it. So I guess kind of if you like Kirby or, you know, Nintendo platforming games, you'll probably enjoy it. Also coming out on that same day is Mario Golf World Tour. This is actually the first golf game coming out in like a decade for Nintendo systems, which is kind of funny because usually they like to put out a lot of different games that sell well, but anyway, this is a golf game for the 3DS. It's actually the first Nintendo game to come with a season pass, which is kind of weird because Nintendo isn't really known for doing DLC stuff. Anyway, this is a golf game where basically you can play against your friends to see who can hit the ball into the hole with the least amount of hits. Sports. Peggle 2 also comes out on May 2nd. Now this is a port of the Xbox One game now to the Xbox 360, which of course 80 million people have as compared to the 5 million shipped units of the Xbox One out. And that's it. On May 6th, MLB 14 The Show comes to PlayStation 4. A lot of people have been saying this is probably the best looking PlayStation 4 game that's going to be coming out very soon. And that's really all I have to say about that. On May 7th, you also have Tesla Effect, a Tex Murphy adventure. This is coming to Windows and Mac. Now, the only thing you really need to know about this game is that 1, it was originally called Secret Project Fedora, and 2, it is a Kickstarter game coming out. Now, I'm not a big critic of Kickstarter. It did give me the comedy button after all, but I tried to avoid anything that mentions Fedora. On May 9th, Bound by Flame comes to Windows, PS4, PS3, and Xbox 360. Now, this is a RPG being made. It kind of looks a little bit like The Witcher and Dragon Age franchise kind of mixed together. It's a very realistic sort of thing. However, the developer does not have an unlimited budget, and they've said that they're trying to craft a 20-hour fun story as opposed to the big open world that The Witcher franchise is. Now, they've also stated that this is basically a game revolving around this group of people who are being lorded over by these ice people, so you can expect a lot of snow, and basically you are this hero who teams up with other people and you go out and save the world, so yeah. Killer is Dead Nightmare Edition comes out the same day. That's a PC port for this game that came out, I believe, midsummer. It's from Suda51. His repertoire is basically kind of racist, sexist, over-the-top sort of games, so if you like that, you'll probably like this game, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, just avoid it and don't give it any attention at all. On May 13th, Borderlands 2 comes with PlayStation Vita. Now this one I'm very excited about, despite previews kind of worried about, you know, the frame rate and stuff, because the Vita obviously does not have the same capacity that the PlayStation 3 does. However, I'm really looking forward to this, mostly because it has cross-save, which means all of the stuff that I've done on the PS3 version, I will carry over to the Vita version. And also, once I carry that save over onto the Vita, all the trophies that I've earned from Borderlands 2 are going to pop automatically on my Vita version, which will put me ahead in percentages and hopefully put me in a far lead ahead of Trevor, who is my rival right now in trophy percentages and whatnot. Soul Sacrifice Delta also comes on that same day to Vita. I could have sworn I had reported this coming to April for the Vita, but I guess that was a different game. I'm crazy. So anyway, basically this is an updated port. It kind of has all the DLC and whatnot. The game itself is basically a dungeon crawler where you sacrifice parts of yourself to perform these crazy over-the-top spells. Transistor comes to PlayStation 4 and the Windows computers on May 20th. Now this one is one that I'm very excited for. It's from the same guys who did Bastion, which was a Xbox 360 exclusive. However, now they're doing it for the PlayStation 4, which of course is the console that I own. Anyway, it's basically like this isometric tactical action RPG where you can stop time and pre-plan your moves and then basically execute them very quickly in real time. So it looks really cool. It looks really gorgeous, actually. The art style is this futuristic sci-fi city as opposed to Bastion's more old-school RPG sort. I'm really looking forward to it. Drakengard 3 comes to PlayStation 3. This is a prequel to the first Drakengard game, a game which I'm sure you've never played and never heard of. Anyway, it has dragons, a female protagonist, and hack-and-slash gameplay, which is both on the ground and aerial. Mugen Souls Z comes to PlayStation 3. Now this is an NIS game coming westward to North America and Europe specifically. It's going to be edited, though, for censorship reasons. Basically, the game has these childlike protagonists, and some of the game's features is that you can customize your characters, including body parts. So they've probably removed some of that stuff because that's kind of weird. Now, of course, otaku guys kind of took to the internet and was like, oh my god, I can't believe they're doing this, and then imported the Japanese version. That's just kind of weird because it kind of confirms that they're a little bit pedophiliac, sort of, because they're changing people's body parts because they're little kids. It's kind of weird. Don't want to talk about this. I feel weird talking about it. So anyway, Wolfenstein New Order. Now this is a classic FPS that's making a comeback to our current gen and next gen consoles, actually. Basically, it does away with health regeneration. Instead, you can only recover by using health packs. You have dual wielding, and your main character is basically this guy who was waking up from a coma for 14 years, and all of a sudden he just immediately starts killing Nazis in 1960s Europe, which is kind of like an alternate history because there's all these mecha stuff going on, and it looks pretty cool, actually. I'm kind of excited for it. Also, the teaser trailer had All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix, which is a kick-ass song. On May 23rd, you get Tropico V, same old Tropico game, except now you can play online cooperatively and competitively with people. It's like SimCity, except I guess more war-themed, kind of, like Cold War stuff. I don't know. On the 27th, Ace Combat Infinity comes out. This is a free-to-play game for PSN. I'm a big fan of Ace Combat 4 and 5. Those are really actually the only Ace Combat games that I played, but I really enjoyed them and really loved their stories that they told. Now this one actually takes place in Earth itself. The previous games, majority of the series took place in like this fictional Earth world sort of thing. This one actually takes place in the real world, technically. Basically, there is this gigantic meteor shower that's coming and impending doom upon Earth. So all the nations get together, build this place called Stonehenge, which is like this railgun facility to shoot down the meteors, which is actually copied from Ace Combat 4. But anyway, it's basically kind of following the aftermath of that whole debacle. So it kind of looks cool. It's free to play, so that kind of makes me worry, but it also means I can download it for free, so who knows. On that same day, Watch Dogs comes out for every console except for Wii U. Unfortunately, this is coming out 25 weeks after its original planned release date, which was back in November when the consoles were launching. Now this is, of course, Ubisoft's big open-world game that was actually premiered 2 years ago at E3 2012. If you've been living under a rock, you won't know what Watch Dogs is, but it's basically this open-world game where you play a dude in the city, except instead of it being like GTA, it's more about hacking the network around you to work for you, such as creating accidents for your enemies, or basically taking people's bank account and putting all the money into your own. I'm not super into it like other people are, but it should prove to be a new, fun IP. On May 30th, Mario Kart 8 comes out for Wii U. Now this is something that people have been kind of thinking will be the savior of the Wii U because Mario Kart on Wii sold like a bazillion copies. I don't know, maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I'm sure people will have fun with it anyway, so who cares. Don Bradman Cricket 14 comes out for PC, so if you've been waiting for that version, you can get it now. Sports. Lifeless Planet also comes out sometime in May. This is coming to Windows and Mac. Now, PC Gamer did a preview on it. They weren't too excited about it, though. I guess you could say they felt it was lifeless. Haha. Anyway, it follows this scientist who crash lands on a planet. He finds this abandoned Soviet Union outpost and starts exploring it, discovering why it was abandoned and how the heck he can get off of it. Finally, you have Mousecraft. Now, this isn't Minecraft except with mice. It's actually this Tetris-like game where you use the Tetris blocks to solve these puzzles and help this mouse guy basically progress throughout these test chambers, because there's like this mad scientist cat guy in the background who's like overwatching everything you do. It's really weird. You can go see the trailer for it on their website, but it looks kind of cool actually. It's a PC game, of course. So that's all the games coming out for May of 2014. If you like this video, you can, of course, like it, comment, subscribe, check me out on Twitter, check me out on Tumblr, all that other blah 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 stuff. But have a good week, and I hope you enjoy your gaming in May.